Welcome to the Building Unbreakable Men podcast. I'm your host, Johnny Q. Thanks for watching and or listening on YouTube and Spotify. Now let's get into it today. I got to address one thing though in the first episode. There was a clip that I posted talking about the color of my skin and how I had it hard or life was rough. You guys, I can't stress this enough. Context is everything. Context is key. One little clip does not dictate what I say or do. You have to watch the entirety of the video or listen to the entirety of the podcast. This is a hard podcast for men to become hard and unbreakable, and yet a bunch of softies are in my comments saying that the color of your skin shouldn't dictate this and you had it easy or had it hard. That's not what I'm saying. And I'm not playing the victim card. That's the opposite of what I said if you had actually listened to the video. Anyway, I was simply saying that I can correlate the color of my skin to people being racist or casting me aside for that reason. It was never that I had it rough in life because I am brown. I'm saying that in spite of those things, I was able to work hard and get to where I am today. And today I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a business owner, and life is hard. Yes, but my mentality was never, oh, life sucks because I'm brown. No, that's not what I'm saying. I don't care about that. People don't care about that. They want to see results. They want to see men of God and men who strive, succeed, and forge the path ahead regardless of skin color. So I'm just gonna put that there. Don't be soft. Which leads me to my main segment of today's topic and main theme, working hard. But before we do, here's the verse of the day, Psalm 23:6. Surely your goodness and love follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. All right, let's get into it. Working hard. I love working hard. And if you're listening to this and you're a man, you should also love to work hard. You should never shy away from working hard, man or woman. But right now it's time to stop complaining and it's time to go to work. Like, I know you know that, but you need to hear it every single day. You need to hear that it's time to work. Stop complaining about life, your circumstances. In today's culture, it's all about the easy way out, the path of least resistance. We have so many things that are just at the tip of our fingers. We can order Uber Eats. We can order an Uber. We can have, hey, what's the largest building in America? We can Google these things instantly and have these things instantly. We're so accustomed to not working for the things that we want, and the things that are worth it are well worth working for and towards. Now, I view all these things like this computer, this phone, this studio setup right now. These are tools. At the end of the day, they are still controlled by you and me. That also means showing up and going to work. That means you happen to life, not life happening to you. And that's a whole other segment we're going to talk about. And I love that because you are in control in what you do, not the other way around. But I digress. Now, AI, for example, is a tool, right? You can enter a prompt in and you can have it do what you want. It can tell you that you're a great person. It can tell you how to change things or how to do things about your life. But at the end of the day, it's going to say, you have to go do these things. You have to change your mentality and you have to change what you do in life. At the end of the day, bottom line is do the work. You have to do that work, right? Now, I don't know where I got this quote. I think it was somewhere on TikTok of all places to get a quote, but it really does resonate with me. Like, it's the core of myself. The results you seek are in the work you avoid. Bro, that's powerful. Let me repeat that again. The results you seek are in the work you avoid. Simple math, a simple formula. You don't work, you get no money, you no succeed. Simple. That is the formula. Like, you know how to be successful. I know you know. I'm not saying you have to be a billionaire. I'm not saying you have to be a Hollywood actor or actress, but to get to those big moments in our life that we want to get to those big career moments that we want, it's little steps. I always say how you do little things is how you do the big things. Again, where's your integrity? When no one's watching, what are you doing? When no one's watching, you see some trash. Let's just say in your workplace, you see some trash on the ground, but nobody's watching. What do? Now, that's such a trivial thing to talk about. It's such a trivial, like, oh, it's just a piece of trash. But that's the little things. How you do the little things is how you do the big things, right? And so the results you seek are in the work you avoid. So by avoiding that work, by avoiding, let's see here, the seasons in life where you will have to work hard, right? What are those seasons? Well, for me, in the last year or so, we just had a baby. Our baby is going to turn about 12 months here pretty soon. And trust me, having a newborn is hard, like hard. And this newborn specifically has been very hard, to the point where our baby would not sleep unless I walked around our island kitchen for hours. I'm not exaggerating. It was hours. That sucked. That was not fun for me. And I chose to do it myself because my wife needed to sleep. I knew that she needed her mental state to be stable. She needed rest, but she also needed someone to be there for her, to care for her. And that was me not getting any sleep, like literally 2 to 3 hours, if not less sometimes. I'd put our baby down on the couch because that's where she would want to sleep. That's where she settled. And then 30 minutes later, she'd be up again. I'm walking around. I call it Jericho. I was walking around Jericho, waiting for those walls to come down, waiting for her to sleep. And she never did. That sucks. That's hard. But that started to build me. Even in the last year, that alone in and of itself was starting to build me to become unbreakable. Because now I know, regardless of my previous employment, which was night shift as a police officer, I could do that all night long. But having a baby, I would rather fight crackheads in the middle of the night than put my baby down to sleep. Like, no joke. It was that hard. I'm not even lying. I cannot tell you how passionate I was about, like, I wish I was back on the job fighting a crackhead. Because that was more enjoyable than putting my baby down to sleep. Because it took so long. I'd rather go through the arrest reports, all the paperwork, and putting that crackhead in jail. And then going to the next call, and the next call, and the next call. That was more enjoyable to me. Oh, it's such a good time. Anyway, Proverbs 10:4 says, lazy hands make for poverty, but diligent hands bring wealth. Come on, say that again. Proverbs 10:4, lazy hands make for poverty, but diligent hands bring wealth. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna say this right, really candidly. It's almost 8 p.m. We were gonna make this episode about 8 to 10 hours ago. But we had technical difficulties making all this stuff happen to bring you guys this episode. For whatever reason, it was like wall after wall after wall. Like we couldn't get a breakthrough until we're finally somewhat there. We could have easily given up, and we did. But then I was like, no, we have to continue. We have to lead the path forward because this is important. Men in America, men in the world need to know about this. And I'm going to talk about it regardless of how late I'm up. If I were to avoid that work that we just did in the last, I would say 4 hours, the way I'm delivering this message wouldn't come through tomorrow morning. It'd be a different Johnny Q, a different message, a different podcast feel. And that's just straight, like, that's what actually happened. That's just straight up, right, Eric? Like, straight up, that is what has happened. What do? We are being diligent. We're not being lazy. So what does lazy mean? To me, if you're waking up at 7 a.m., 8 a.m., it's kind of lazy. What are you doing? No, honestly, why are you waking up at 7 in the morning? You're a man. You're called to provide. You're called to protect. So if you're not up a couple hours before everybody else, before your competition, don't even get me started. If you're an entrepreneur and you're saying, I'm waking up at 7 and I'm going to go build my business, cool. That's great. I've been up 3 to 4 hours before you. I'm not saying I'm better than you, but I'm saying that's a mentality I want you to have when dealing with your business, your personal life, your family life, your work life. Get up, go to the gym, drink water, and get to work. Seasons of life where you will have to work hard. What does that mean? We kind of talked about it briefly, but saying no to life and friends, what does this mean? For example, your friends want to go drink on a Tuesday night. Cool. Bro, have you earned the week? Have you? That's how I think about my week. Have I earned my week? Now you're probably saying that's a pretty unhealthy way of thinking about it, Johnny. That's not very mentally stable. Okay, but like, really, have you earned the week? Have you put in the work on Monday to Tuesday where you're like, I worked 18 plus hours. Yeah, I deserve a beer. I don't drink beer. I don't think anybody should drink beer, but I'm just saying, like, do I deserve to go get a Diet Coke? I'm fasting. No, that's a treat. I don't deserve to go get Starbucks because I haven't earned it. I haven't worked. It's Wednesday. My wife's like, can we get Starbucks? You can get Starbucks, but I'm not going to get Starbucks because I have not earned it. Again, that mentality brings me back to forging the path ahead for myself and for my family. And you need to as well. Again, I think the soft man culture, the man-child culture needs to shift. We need men in the household that will command, that will give grace and love and direct kids and wife. And that starts by saying no to your friends. Hey, where are we dropping tonight? As in, you gonna jump on the game? You're gonna play Fortnite? Where are we dropping? You're gonna play Verdansk? That sounds fun, but you know what sounds better? Not doing that and spending time with my family. 20 minutes. Cool. The kids are down, baby's down. I'm going to go play Verdansk. But what about your wife? Like, honestly, what about your wife, right? That also brings me to a touchy subject here. Saying no to your wife. That's a big one. You're probably like, no, I can't. She's the boss. She runs me. Okay, well, I think it's time to have a come to Jesus moment and be like, hey, no, this is how we're going to run things. We're going to do this way. But I'm not saying that you should overpower her. You should both be aligned on what you guys want to do in life. Because if you're both aligned and you both are on the same page, brother, you will win at life. Trust me. Ask me how I know. That's been my life the last 3 years. The last 10 years have been really crappy because I have not put my wife first. I have not listened to my wife. I have not put her wisdom. The Proverbs 31 wife that I know now was back then, but I chose to not see that, right? And that leads me to honoring your wife. Do you want a lack of gain? The Bible says if you want a lack of gain, honor your wife and God will bless you. That's hard. That's hard to do. What else is hard? And what work is important? Financial work. That's a big one for everybody. That's hard. We all want more income. We need to pay bills. We all need to do that, right? Garage work. That's hard. It's Saturday, right? The garage is filled with cardboard, garbage. You don't want to do that. Because you want to relax, because you did so much, like you did it was such a great week. You did all the hard work at your job. Cool. But what about your house? That's hard. Choose your hard, right? The chore work around the house. That's hard. Paying attention to your kids. That's hard. There's days where I don't want to pay attention to my kids. My oldest right now is talking to me about Egyptian facts. He's literally telling me jokes about space and planets. I don't care, but to him, that's his world. And I need to be in a place, in a mindset of, hey, put the phone down, put this junk down, pay attention to my boy. No, why? What did Saturn say to Pluto or whatever the heck it is, right? Or something like he wanted space. Get it? Because they're in space, something like that. I don't know. Do I do that all the time? No, it's hard. Choose your hard. You've worked hard at your job. Cool. Now work hard in your family. We need more men to start shifting, to start turning the tide that way. That's what we need. That's what I need. Honor your wife. Again, that's hard. But if you do, you will have a lack of gain. I love that. Like that's crazy to think about. These are all important. Leave the love of money and enter into a new love for your family. Now, what I'm not saying is going out with your friends is not bad. But for me, personally, for Johnny Q, I want to earn the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, maybe Saturday. When there's work to be done, I say no to my wife. We are both aligned on the fact that Johnny's going to be doing this in this season, working 18 hours plus a day, every single day until he comes home and says, hey, we've made it. We can rest for a small season. And then it's back to work. We're back to work. And you know what? My wife honors that. And when it's time to honor her, we switch roles. And then I stay home. I do things. I take care of the kids, and she does what she needs to do with her work and her life. And that's how it rolls. That's how you honor each other. I love this, and we need more of this. We have men that are soft in this culture that just don't know how to do this. And yes, you can go to church on Sunday, and yes, you can call yourself a man. But when it comes to be at the front line of, hey, no, that's wrong, or no, I'm going to call that out. I see men do this. No, I'm not. That's not my job. No, that is your job. I'm telling you, that is your job. Get involved. Get acquainted. Be a man. Be a man of God and stand for truth and righteousness. What do all men in 2026 have to do? Here's 3 things. Be diligent, dedicated, and determined. The triple D's. I just realized that. Clip it. The triple D's. Be a triple D man. And no, like honestly, like all jokes aside, determination. It's like that thing in John Wick. Where he's such a determined piece of steel or whatever he uses. But being diligent, dedicated, and determined are 3 things that God will honor and will help you lead and forge the path ahead. And I think right now we have a lot of weak, soft men in culture and even in church today. Key leaders are just not stepping up. I've seen it. I've seen it happen and not happen. Now, final thoughts here. Everyone wants to think that they work hard, and I'm sure some do. But again, I always say, did you earn the week? Did you earn the day? And if you did, cool. Get up and do the next day, because nobody cares about you. No one's coming to help you. I know that you've seen the TikToks, the inspirational inspo of videos of like, no one's coming to you. No one's going to come and help. No one's going to help you raise the boats. And that's so true. I'm not here to tell you, I'm not here to imitate David Goggins. I'm not here to imitate Jocko. I'm here to be like, hey, you're a man. Life sucks. Get over it. Get up. Go to work. Love your family. Do it again and again. Oh, and also, dig in your word. This is key right here. You want to be a man, like a true man, dig in here a little bit at a time. That's the key thing is prayer. You need it. All that work is great, but if you're not into the word, even 5 minutes a day, people are going to say, well, I don't have time. Oh, I love this one. I love when guys say, I don't have time to go do A, B, and C. Oh, really? Let me check your screen time on your phone, brother. 5 hours on Instagram, 2 hours on YouTube, 5 hours on the golf app. What are we doing on the golf app, brother? What are we doing on Uber Eats for 6 hours a day? What are you doing? What are we doing here? Let me check your screen time. Let me check that screen time. Don't have time. Yeah, right. Honestly, though, like a side note, my screen time is so high. I think it's at least like 18 hours a day. Like, I'm not even joking. Because it's like literally my job to be on social media. But that's a different story. Easy. Wake up early, spend time in the word and pray. Take 10 minutes and do it. Like, I'm telling you right now, in the last year, I have done that. It's changed my perspective, my mindset. Total game changer. If I don't start with that in the morning, it's like my day kind of gets like all jumbled up. A professor in college once said, take 5 minutes to prep and plan, and then go do your work. And I was always like, what? And whenever we would have group projects, he'd say, guys, take 5 to 10 minutes to plan, build a purpose, build a plan, then go do the work. Whenever I did a plan with a team, everything went really smooth. When we didn't do a plan, didn't devise a plan and a purpose, it was like, wait, who's doing this? It's like the Spider-Man meme. Like, hey, no, I thought you were doing this. No, who are you? What are we doing? Also, a new Spider-Man movie coming out. So pumped. If you build a map by spending time in the Word, that's your map. Your day gets easier. Your addiction to porn gets easier. Not in the way like looking at porn. I'm saying to get away from porn. Your lusting gets easier where you don't do it as much. You dig in the Word. You're like, hey, God, help me to not look at women. Guess what? A little thing in your head, a little tick. Hey, you're about to go look at that woman. Don't. Okay, great. That's God saying, bro, I got you, because you're doing the plan. You're starting your day, building it on some rock solid ground. That's one part of you earning the day. Love it. Again, these are just my personal thoughts. If you don't agree, go to a different podcast. I don't care. These are my thoughts, my convictions, what I think men should be. If you do too, comment down below. We'd love to know your thoughts. To me, that is how you become unbreakable. How you do the small things is how you do the big things. When no one's watching, what are you doing? When people are watching, what are you doing? I think even more, if more people are watching you and you're doing things for show, that speaks a lot about you and your integrity. How you do the small things is how you do the big things. And that's how you become unbreakable. That's how men 2026 do it, by becoming diligent, dedicated, and determined. The triple D's. And that is today's episode. That is how I think you as a man become unbreakable. Thanks for watching, and I'm pumped to see you in the next one. Thanks.